Dry slow, homie. Dry slow, homie. And back up, get in the frame. Get in the frame, get the table in frame too. Goddamn 47. I ain't heard that shit in a long ass time. It was 50 states, 13 colonies, 13 minus 50. Goddamn 47. That bitch is tweaking in that video. All those people in those fucking old ass World Star Questions videos, they was tweaking. Those are NPCs, straight up live and in action. NPCs. What's good, y'all? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the No Signal Podcast with your boy Mando, man. With your host Mando, man, because it's Mando, man. Got a nice ring to it. Wait, hold on. What was I finna say? Put a ring on it. Got a nice ring to it. I'll make her sing to it. I'm just like, just random as like acapella and shit off the dome. But, yeah, y'all, welcome. I don't know what episode this is. Episode number what? Number 90 fucking shit. This is episode goddamn 93. 93? I could have swore it was like 94, 95 type shit. But got the Kanye instrumental going on. Drive slow, homie. Started off right. Today marks the 18th anniversary of Late Registration. Let me touch on that album real quick before I get into, the topics for today and the basketball takes and all that shit. Late Registration gotta be like, it's tough to rank Kanye albums because you got College Dropout, College Dropout, after that, boom, Late Registration, boom, after that, Graduation. That's probably like the best three album run of anybody. Not of anybody, but just like, you know what I mean? Like, you got Kendrick, you got, J. Cole, but not really. People really don't be fucking with J. Cole like that. You know what I mean? That's what I was finna say. Like the other day, one of the homies and shit, I put how on Instagram you could like get lyrics from like Apple Music or Spotify and shit, and then share it on the Instagram, and it's just like the lyric, like the bar, 2 bars, whatever. I posted a lyric the other day. It was a J. Cole one. He said some shit. He said, and you don't want to let it down, but you too young for to settle down. And I was just like, damn, I felt that shit, because I was like, damn, like I don't want to let her down, but like I'm too young for to settle down. And maybe you could thug it out, learn what it's love about, and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, he told me, he was like, trash. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here, little nigga. Take that dumb shit with you. Get the fuck out of here. Take that dumb shit with you. Take that dumb shit with you, Nick. Oh, man, that's just funny. But hold on. Are you shitting me? My son got the Denver Nuggets jeans on? Tell me why I was saying that shit for like a whole 5 minutes before I started recording right now. I was like, yo, let me get this out right now, because when the show starts, when I start recording, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna stop saying it and shit. Y'all seen that video, right? Where the motherfucker had like a yellow polo, yellow hat, got the jeans on, but the jeans is a Denver Nuggets jeans, son. And then it's like on the back pocket, like the fucking the patch and shit. Then was like, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? My son got the Denver Nuggets jeans on. Yo, my son got the Denver Nuggets jeans on. That shit is hilarious. But yeah, man, fucking little quick update, little life update, weekly update. You know how I always update y'all on the life shit. You know what I mean? The real life shit before I get into the podcast topics and shit. So what I do this weekend? Last week was Mamba week. I went like extra hard on a Thursday on 8/24. mama mentality shit. I worked. I didn't even work out. Did I work out? I think I did some type of exercise, yo. I did like a workout or some shit. And then later on that night when the sun went down, like I went outside. And my fam, they put chairs on my court in the back. And I was like tripping. I was like, wait, like, because it was over there right next to the pool, but then they moved it to like to the wall where my basketball court is at. And I was like, what the fuck, these chairs here? So I just used the chairs to my advantage and shit, and I put them up at certain parts on the court and shit. And I was just acting like, oh, okay, boom, going around the screen, dropping the shoulder around the screen and shit like that, just simple shit like that. But I had my weighted vest on. Which is like an extra 25 pounds and shit. That shit puts in work, y'all. For real. If y'all want to get y'all legs stronger and shit, you want to get your legs stronger or fucking just, your legs stronger so that way they could, how do you say impact? Like take less impact damage and shit, if you want to say like fall damage or some shit like Minecraft and shit. If you want to take like less, like just take what's the fucking word I'm looking for right now? I'm like stupid as fuck right now, bro. If you just want to, it's for your legs, bro. I use the weighted vest for mostly mainly for the legs and shit, you know what I mean? I do like plyometrics and shit, like little jumps here and there. Obviously, like I'm trying to get my vertical up, so I'm like using that shit a fuck ton every time I'm on the basketball court and shit. I'd be jumping on a bitch. Or even like your jump shot form. Like obviously like the vest is gonna be like too much in your way, but you could still get the shot off. Like trust me, I done it. You could still get the shot off. It's just that the vest is gonna weigh you down when you jump. So when you take the vest off and you actually like go through your normal routine and shit, it's just gonna be like so like effortlessly, like so easily and shit. But yeah, I went a little extra hard on myself for Mamba Day and stuff like that. As as you should. But then like Friday came and then Saturday, and I was just like a lazy turd, bruh. I was a lazy freaking sack, I guess. And then Sunday, I didn't even do shit. I did not do shit on Sunday, bruh. I told y'all I got a PS5 and shit, bro. Like, so I was just like playing like 2K, switching off from 2K to play like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the 1 and 2. That one what is it? What the fuck? The remake, the remastered and shit of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater and shit. And yo, that shit is dope, but that shit is fucking hard. I'm trying to fucking like pass some of the maps, like get all the little challenges like off the maps to move on to the next one. Yo, that shit's fucking hard. I'm like, yo, fuck this shit, man. I'm like, yo, fuck this shit for real. But low key, it's worth it though. It was good. I ended up fucking, putting in work in that Tony Hawk shit. But besides that, let's get into some other shit right now. As of today, what's his name? Eric Lewis, the ref, Eric Lewis retired from, officiating in the NBA. Some people, might say good. Some people might say, oh, like he deserves his job and all this shit, but that's on his terms. You know what I mean? He already had a case on his head and shit. NBA was already investigating his ass and shit. Cause yo, this was a fucking this was scam likely. If anyone got his number and he calling you, is gonna say scam likely on the fucking shit. Cause yo, this will really rob the fuck out of the Lakers from that Boston win that one time. From the Lakers Boston game, he was in that game, bitch ass. And he was the one that gave Patrick Beverly a fucking tech when Patrick Bev is like, yo, like, look at this shit. Like, it's on cam. Everybody's seen this shit. Like, you got caught in 4K. Fuck wrong with him. You know what I mean? But along with his retirement, all this shit coming out, obviously burner accounts, that was like the main thing that, got the NBA investigating him and shit. And no, the NBA over the offseason, I don't know what the fuck the NBA was doing in the offseason, but like they couldn't they had all that time and they really didn't even look into it at all. They didn't even look into his burner account or nothing. It says he followed his wife under that burner account. That's already a fucking, you already burn yourself out. That's already a fucking, that's a strike right there. Like, fuck wrong with him. And shit. Yeah, he followed his wife and used her maiden name as the name on the fucking Twitter and shit. Oh, it's X now. It's X now. I still call it Twitter. I don't give a fuck. But it's he used his wife's maiden name. I don't know what maiden name is, but it's probably her last name before she got married to him and changed the last name or some bullshit like that. I think that's what I think it is. But honestly, I feel like he knew his ass was grass, because why would he retire when it's an open case on his ass? You know what I mean? Or the NBA, they did some shit like they did with Michael Jordan, where they're like, oh, you're going to have to get out the league for a while until we, clear some shit up. Then you could come back. You know what I mean? It's probably one of those instances. It's probably one of those instances for real. Because there's no way oh, okay, you got an open case. They're investigating you, the fucking ref, because you over here fixing games and got a burner account and shit. And, oh, all of a sudden, you retire out of nowhere. That's just so fucking stupid, bro. If that shit don't tell you that this motherfucker is that burner account, then I don't know what to tell you, for real. That's clear as day, the best evidence you could get right there. But shit. But other news such as what the fuck is this? No, what the fuck? I hate when people try to request fucking DM me on Instagram and shit. And it's some stupid ass fucking account too. Excuse my language. Let me get some water. Kathy. But also in other news, as I was saying, this motherfucking Trackstar, he's a runner, he's a track star. Track and field superstar. He's a runner, he's a track star. He gonna run away when it gets hard. She gonna take the picture. Y'all remember when that shit was popping on TikTok and shit? Anyways, this motherfucker Noah Lyles sparked a bit of controversy on social media during the weekend with his claim that NBA champions are undeserving of the world champion title. And obviously you got Greg Popovich, old quote, Greg Popovich on world championships. Yeah, see, they brought up that old yeah, he said, this is what Noah Lyles said. The thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch, he says, I have to watch the NBA finals. You don't have to watch it. Just don't watch me then. It's fine. You don't have to watch me. I'm not asking you to. You know what I mean? He said, and they have world champion on their head. World champions of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the USA. I love the US at times. Fucking at times. No, that. I feel like that's everybody in America. They love the US at times. But that ain't the world. This is not the world. We are the world. He says, this is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA. But if you take a look at when, the players win the championship and stuff like that, they have their flag on them. Like I remember when the Spurs won, Aaron Baines had his Australian flag, Patty Mills had his Australian flag. What's that fool's name? Paulo something. The fucking what the fuck is his? Oh, Tiago Splitter. Tiago Splitter. Yeah, Tiago Splitter. That was his name. He had the fucking Brazil flag on him and shit. And even like when the Raptors won the chip, you seen fucking other players. I don't know if Marc Gasol had his Spain flag, but like you seen other players, represent their flag and shit. You know what I mean? And obviously they take the trophy and then they take it back to the homeland and shit like that, and then they do what they want with it. But as far as his comments, I'm talking about the Noah Lyles guy. As far as his comments, just put it this way. You get the NBA is National Basketball Association. But these days it's damn near International Basketball Association because we get a bunch of fucking guys from excuse me. Because at first it started off NBA national. That's like, national, like anybody in this nation, blacks, whites, in America. You know what I mean? In this nation, whatever. United Nation, United States Nation, whatever the fuck if you want to say. Like, it started off as that, but like I said, damn near it's International Basketball Association. We get Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Gobert, all these fucking other people from overseas and shit, Luka. And it's like pretty much like they're the best, right? I really don't understand what he's trying to say because everybody is the best in their country, right? Like you seen Luka put on for Real Madrid before he was drafted and shit. You know what I mean? He was putting on. He was winning all these like championships and shit, trophies, MVPs and shit overseas. And he gets over here and then boom, like he's like a star player over here. But like the role players out here in the NBA, you send them overseas, boom, they're gonna shine. They're gonna shine. Like there's this one name in particular. I don't really single people out like that, but this guy I've watched because like, KD, he always like goes to support him and shit because, hoopers got to support other hoopers and shit. So this guy, Mike James, he's been in the NBA, but he's been bounced around a little bit. Like I believe he played for Phoenix at one point. Brooklyn Nets for sure. Cause I remember him, and Kyrie and KD on the court at the same time or some shit like that. So Mike James, bro, he was over here in the NBA and he was an all right player. He was a role player, but you send him overseas. Oh man, you would have want him back in the NBA. You would have want a player like that back in the NBA. But the thing is that the rules and the fucking physicality is so different and shit. That's why you see players like Luka say, you see players like Luka, overseas it's way harder. Over there is way harder because they don't have the 3 seconds in the key, or they don't call this or they don't call that, handshaking or some shit like that. I don't know. It's another rule, but 3 seconds in the key is one of the main rules that, that clears out some space for, Luka to call it easy and shit in the NBA. But as far as like, what the fuck? As far as like the dude's comments and shit, like, he says world champions of what? World champions of what? Like the NBA says world champions because there is no other better league than the NBA. There is no other better league than the NBA. You don't see motherfuckers out here in US talking about, did you see this player over here in Europe? Did you watch the Euro League last night? Did you see DeMarcus Cousins last night? Did you see Dwight Howard play last night? And all this shit, like all these, like we hear about all these leagues, but we never like tune in because why? Because it's like they don't got it like the NBA do. They don't got it like the NBA do. They're like the NBA is like the top league, like the best league out of all basketball leagues, bro. So it's just like all these players from overseas coming into the NBA, like I said, international and shit, making it international. That's the world champions. That's like in general. Oh, this team won the finals because they're the best team of the world. Of the world. You know what I mean? Of the whole like world in general. The top NBA, top team to win at the highest level, finals and shit. Boom. They win. Oh, okay. You get that same Denver Nuggets team and you put that against um any other team. The top team in any other league, and we'll see. We'll see who the real uh world, not world champion. Well, obviously the Denver Nuggets are the world champions, but I'm just saying, like, with or without the championship, you get any other good team from any other league besides the NBA and put them against like a good solid NBA team, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. I guarantee you, they're not gonna win. And it's so funny because on Gil's Arena, he was talking about this main thing specifically. How I said about, oh, players go overseas and then they shine brighter and shit like that. But those same players come over here and then they're just normal role players and shit. But there's very few that actually like, are willing to sacrifice all those, things to stay level headed and to stay consistent in the NBA. Like Luka, Jokic just got to block out all the social media shit. Don't be going out too much and shit. Don't be going out to clubs and shit like that. You see fucking Jokic now, he's over there in his home country clubbing and shit. Like there's no way in hell you'll catch him out here clubbing like that and shit. Well, in Vegas for fucking since they won the chip, but yeah, like back to what I was saying, man, about the whole world championship. You get all these good players from around the world and shit, and then you put them in one league. Oh, some international players on this team, some international players on this team, and boom, start the season. And then that's why when the season ends, it's just like, oh, the two final teams. And then once that one team wins the finals, the championship, they're the world champions, the champions of the world, because all the international worldly talent, that they had to overcome to be a champion. You know what I mean? So, she's a runner. She's a track star. I hit that bitch in a minute. I hit that bitch in a minute. Yo, I'm on one right now. I'm on one for real. You can get some water. Oh, I try to hit it in the corner. If I hit it in the corner right there, it hits the corner and then boom, goes behind the soundproof shit and then goes in the trash where I have my little plastic bottles and shit like that when I be drinking in here. It's shit like that. All right, so moving on, doing something different now for the podcast, because we're almost damn near around the corner for the spring training and all that stuff. Yeah, so we're like right there around the corner from like spring training and, players, starting to get back on the court again. Obviously, we still got FIBA going on. The players over there, handling their business and shit. But I just wanted to do like a little roster review. I wanted to do a little roster review, for some. I got a handful of teams right here. I got about like 4 teams that I'm gonna do a little roster review over and stuff, in alphabetical order, starting with the Atlanta Hawks and stuff. So I'm gonna be doing this like throughout the week. One of these weeks, I'm gonna do 2 episodes in 1 week just to cover all the teams before the season starts. So yeah, just stay tuned, stay locked in. You know what I mean? Stay locked in. You know what I mean? All right, so starting with the Hawks. Coming off a what? I was about to say first round exit, but I don't even think they made the play-in. I'm already fucking up. Hold on, y'all. All right. Hold on. Once again, it's on. Oh yeah, first round exit. They got exited the first round by the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics. So Trae Young last season averaging 26 points and 10 assists, and DeJounte Murray. I mean, the Atlanta Hawks, they pretty much got the same players. They just running it back. If anything, they got younger. They got more younger players and shit. But I really didn't, write down their stats or anything just to like, go through, review it and stuff like that. So you got Trae Young coming off last season, averaging 26 points, 10 assists, and DeJounte Murray. This really caught my attention right here. DeJounte Murray. Well, this past season was his first season with the Atlanta Hawks, but before that, he came from San Antonio Spurs. His averages in San Antonio: 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Damn near averaging a triple-double for real. Coming to Atlanta, 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. But, shit, at least he's still averaging 20. At least he's still averaging 20 low-key, because you would have thought, excuse me, you would have thought that him and Trae Young couldn't coexist with each other. The way their play styles are like so different and shit. The way their play styles are so different. But yeah, he's still averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists with the Atlanta Hawks this past season. And you got Bogdanovic. 27 minutes, 14 points. 27 minutes, 14 points. I do be tripping on shit like that. But really, you can't be tripping on shit. But really, I don't be tripping on shit like that because he's not really like, what is it? Like a big three that you could, he's not really like their third head in the three-headed monster, if you know what I mean. Like the Lakers, you know what I mean? Lakers got Bron, AD, and Reeves, so, and then people are like, oh, Reeves is only averaging 12 points per game and all this shit. You giving him a bag for 12 points a game. Bro, just watch a fucking game, bro. Watch a fucking game. This motherfucker stays like playing defense and shit. This motherfucker stays just running. And we need a motherfucker that runs too. Shit. But back to the Atlanta Hawks, man. Yeah, Bogdanovic, you got to give me at least 15 points this coming season. This coming season, you got to give me at least 15. Get over that hump. And then Clint Capella. This is his third season with the Atlanta Hawks, but next season is going to be his 4th season with the Atlanta Hawks. So, just off last season, 26 minutes, 12 points, and 11 rebounds. That's like probably like that's probably like one of his best averages since coming to Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. And you got Sadiq Bey. He got traded on the deadline. He got traded on the deadline for someone who went from Atlanta to Detroit. We don't know. But Sadiq Bey, he put out of 25 games played, he had 25 minutes, playing 25 minutes, only got 11 points and about 5 rebounds, 4.8, 5 rebounds per game. DeAndre Hunter, 4th season. DeAndre Hunter, 4th season already. It trips me out because I remember that. I always forget that he got drafted the same year as like Zion and like John Morant and them and shit. Just random ass players too. DeAndre Hunter, 4th season, 31 minutes, averaging about 15 points per game, 4 rebounds. And then you got the Big O, Okongu. Okongu. Third season stats right here. 23 minutes. 23 minutes, 10 points and 7 rebounds. I feel like if he gets like I wouldn't say more minutes, but I feel like if he gets, you know, what is it? Active, if he gets more active in there in the game and shit, I feel like he could average a double double solid. I mean, he already got the 10 points, 7 rebounds is right there. You just got to get a couple more and just, 10 and 10 or something, or get 12 and 10. But yeah, that's about it for the Atlanta Hawks. Moving on to the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum coming off the MVP discussion season, the MVP caliber season. He was in MVP combos most of the season, but we're gonna see if he could stay consistent and keep it going. Because this past season, wow, 36 minutes, 30 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. That's solid. That's solid, Jason Tatum. And you got Jaylen Brown before the bag. Before the bag. And I say before the bag because you never know. Once players, get that money, then their play style starts changing, their attitude starts changing, and then, their love for the game starts changing and shit like that. So hopefully it doesn't change for Jaylen Brown because he's coming off 36 minutes, 26.6 points per game. 26.6 point. Yo, say that shit 5 times fast. 26.6 points per game. 26.6 points per game. And 7 rebounds and 3 assists. And the new addition. The newly addition. Not addition. The new addition. Kristaps Porzingis. Tingus Pingus. His Washington stats right here, 32 minutes, 23 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. I could see him still averaging 20 points per game for sure. I feel like he's going to be there. But I want to see how the lineup would look like, though. How are they? Because they got Robin Williams, Al Horford, and Kristaps. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they're going to run a double center or a double big man, when it... low Twin Towers action. Low Twin Towers action. How the Lakers had in 2010 with Gasol and Bynum. Now that's the Twin Towers right there. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But yeah, I see him. I feel like he'll average, the same 20 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. Solid. Something to take some load off of to take some load off of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and shit. Malcolm Brogdon, first season as a Celtic. 26 minutes, 15 points, 4 rebounds. That's solid. That's solid. And Al Horford. Al Horford getting old, bro. I seen his rookie season. He played like all 82 games or some shit. Or he played all he played all games but one. It was like 81 games or 80 games. I was like, God damn. But Al Horford, 30 minutes, 9.8 to 10 points per game, 6 rebounds per game. And, like I said, I feel like he's going to average the same, but I don't know who can tell? Who knows? Because, like with the addition of Kristaps and shit, you never know the minutes that Al Horford is going to get picked up, especially since he's aging. And you got another big man in Robert Williams. I said Robin Williams. R.I.P. R.I.P. Robin Williams, man. Robert Williams. Excuse me. Moving on to the Brooklyn Nets. Mikal Bridges, part of the KD trade. So games played is about 26 games played. 34 minutes. Yeah, 34 minutes. Goddamn. They had to give somebody the minutes, you know what I mean? KD and Kyrie gone, you know what I mean? Oh, excuse me. Goddamn, I had to take a minute. Goddamn choked on my saliva and shit. Ugh. 34 minutes, 26 points per game, 4 rebounds. Cam Johnson, also part of the KD trade from, Phoenix. 25 games played. 16 points per game, 4.8 to 5 rebounds per game. And you got Ben Simmons, man. Ben Simmons pissing me off. 26 minutes. What does he do in 26 minutes? 7 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's crazy. For a whole 26 minutes, what the fuck is you doing for 26 minutes? Shoot that bitch. Shoot that bitch. At least average 10. You bend 10. You change your number to 10. You bend 10. Average 10. God damn. You know what I mean? And you got Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton played the most games out of anybody on the roster, I believe. 76 games played. God damn. 30 minutes, 12 points, 9 rebounds. And you got a familiar face back to the Brooklyn Nets and Spencer Dinwiddie from the Kyrie trade. 35 minutes. Yeah, all the minutes. Just give him all the minutes. 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists. That shocked me. The 9 assists, because you never really think of Spencer Dinwiddie as a passer like that. You only see him as like a scorer, shot creator, scorer, same thing. You mainly see him as a, shot creator and, shit like that. But you never see him as a passer. So the nine assists really got me, off guard like that. And moving on to the Charlotte Hornets, son. Moving on to the fucking Charlotte Hornets. What the fuck? And LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball was injured for, I want to say most of the season. Most of the season? Yeah, most of the season. Damn near half the season. He's been injured in and out. So 36 games played. Goddamn. And 35 minutes. Out of 35 minutes, 23 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 8 assists. Almost closer to averaging a double-double than a triple-double. Just got to get the rebounds up. But, that's a solid rebounding point guard out there for real. Miles Bridges, he was out all last season with that case he caught. A little domestic violence, something like that, I believe. But from the season before that, the 21-22 season, he averaged 20 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. So I would gladly like to see him back in the rotation and stuff like that. Just because he's a high flyer, posterizing motherfuckers, just catching bodies at any given time for real. At random times too. And then also new addition to the Charlotte roster. Second overall pick in this year's draft, Brandon Miller. No NBA experience yet, but since he's a rookie, I'm going off his college stats. From Alabama, played 37 games, averaged about 18 points and 8 rebounds per game. It's solid. It's solid. I feel like he's gonna get a lot of touches on the ball. Especially if there's gonna be a sequence or a time in the game where LaMelo is out and Brandon Miller is in. I feel like Brandon Miller is gonna be, the main one handling the ball, not being the point guard, but just like creating shots, creating for other players and shit like that. So I have high expectations for Brandon Miller as long as Wemby, but I haven't got to that yet. Gordon Hayward, third season with Charlotte, 50 games played this past season, 31 points per game, averaging about 14 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. That's solid role player contribution. Terry Rozier, Scary Terry. We haven't heard that nickname since Boston. Boston Scary Terry was crazy for real. 63 games played this past season, getting about 35 minutes per game, 21 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 5 assists per game. That's solid for the teams coming up and stuff. I feel like the main one out of these 4 is gonna be more exciting. Um, damn, I don't know. Cause Atlanta, they really didn't get no like newly additions like that, like good solid pickups like that during the offseason. Boston did. Boston got a good pickup in Kristaps for sure, so that's a good one. Um, what else? Fucking Brooklyn, you got Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson over there overseas playing for FIBA, right? Playing for for USA and stuff like that. So I feel like they're gonna just carry that chemistry on back over here to Brooklyn, back in the States. I feel like they're gonna carry that chemistry back over here. So yeah, that's gonna be good to look out for. And Charlotte, LaMelo coming back, especially after that big ass bag he just got in the offseason. Brandon Miller, that LaMelo Ball Brandon Miller connection, that's gonna be solid. That's gonna be solid. That's gonna be 20 points per game from each of those players, I believe. But yeah, man, I feel like we can wrap this episode up here. Be sure you love yourself before you love anyone else. Be sure to love yourself before you love anyone else. And yeah, man, just be good to yourself. Treat yourself every now and then. Just, be good to yourself. Love yourself, man, for real. It's the best advice I could give you. But, yeah, as the intro music started, so I could say bye to y'all. Peace and one love, y'all. Love yourself before you love anyone else. Yes, sir. Thanks for watching. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on my socials. Instagram, Twitter, No Signal Mando. Podcast IG, No Signal Pod. Spotify, No Signal Podcast. And my stream, kick.com/BeanMondo.